Greetings from the American Association Electronic Voice Phenomena. Since speaking to you last time, our first national conference was held in Baltimore, Maryland from August 26th to the 28th. It was a tremendous success with participants from 17 American states, the District of Columbia, Canada, and Finland. This was the first conference to be held in the United States with a focus on EVP. The group, as a whole, was an inspiration to be with and showed a sincere interest in the phenomena and its significance for us today and in the future. Our speakers were outstanding, and most were positive in their approach about the future of EVP. I believe in a conference such as the one recently concluded, it is just as important to meet others working in the field and to exchange ideas with them as to listen to a few knowledgeable individuals in a lecture situation. This was very evident with our conference. New friends and contacts were made. Some excellent ideas proposed for future research by several electronic engineers and one gentleman with a PhD in physics. Since the conclusion of our conference, I have heard from a number of the attendees saying how pleased they were with the conference and how much they had learned about EVP. Some of those individuals have been encouraged to begin their own work in the field, and it is hoped will go on to contribute to the phenomena in the future. Dan McKee, Illinois State Coordinator for the AA EVP, led a workshop on reverse voices, took part in a tape demonstration, and served on the panel discussion Sunday morning at our national conference. He played a number of interesting reverse messages for us during the tape demonstration, most of which seemed to originate from dimensions not known as spirit, including one who said, "Have you then met Jack Nolan, the ugly robot?" Another interesting tape was played for us by Mercedes Shapanik, Virginia State Coordinator of the AAEVP, during our Saturday morning tape demonstration. These were a series of messages, one after the other, that came through January the 14th, 1982, 8 to 9 hours after the Air Florida crash into the Potomac River by Washington, D.C. They were all received on the reverse side of her tape. The voices spoke about reaching down into the snow, and the ground was covered with snow at the time, trying to save a few of the victims, deciding it was impossible to save others, and so on. For extended continuity, it is one of the best tapes I have heard. Tapes have been made of this demonstration, as well as all the lectures by featured speakers and most workshops. For a list of the available tapes, you may write to me. Several weeks ago, Mercedes got in touch with me and said she thinks she may have recorded messages about the Korean Airlines disaster after the plane was destroyed by the Russians. This came through the day after we were told it had disappeared, but before we knew it had been shot down. Some of the messages received, and again they are all on the reverse side of Mercedes' tape, are, "That man down there has his ear cut off. Those people come up here all having hysterics. They all hysteric. They all hysteric. I flew with United. They know things are no good. Well, God chose them. So be it." In a recent quarterly newsletter, I reported about a message one of our members had received. Last November, Arabella Roberts, State Coordinator for the AAEVP from Maryland, called and said she had recorded on November the 28th, "Going on a bus, don't drop it, your pocketbook." We wondered if this might be precognitive. However, because Arabella seldom rides the bus, we were not too concerned. On June 19th, for the first time in years, Arabella went on a one-day bus trip. As she was getting on the bus, preparing to return home, a man tried to grab her pocketbook. Fortunately, Arabella was able to hold on to it, and so no harm was done. In the same newsletter, I wrote about some of the paranormal messages Dan McKee has been recording recently. When he asked who his unseen contacts were, they replied with, "We are opposite." They also talk about going through the mirror. For several years, Dan, Mercedes, and I have recorded many mirror messages. For some time, none of us knew that anyone else was receiving messages about mirrors. We each, independently and unknown to each other, were getting almost identical messages, which to my way of thinking is excellent evidential replication that we are communicating with unseen dimensions. I need hardly point out that it is all the more important and similar to cross-correspondence cases, since we were unaware of each other's results. Repeatedly I have been told to use a mirror, talk into a mirror, and so on. The idea seemed so preposterous to me that for a long time I delayed doing this. On more than one occasion, someone, and this was not always the same individual, said in a rather irritated voice, "I told you to get a mirror." Finally I did, and the first day I put a small mirror on top of my tape recorder, I asked if they liked the mirror. Immediately a Class A voice replied, "If you use this mode, I can help you." Just how the mirror helps, I am unable to say, but it appears that some of those who talk to us find it beneficial. I wonder if anyone else listening to this tape, especially our European friends, have received one or more messages about mirrors. If so, I would be interested in hearing from you. Sarah Estep, 726 Dill, D-I-L-L, Dill Road, Severna, S-E-V-E-R-N-A, Severna Park, Maryland, USA, zip code 21146. I am eager to know about similar messages being received, especially between one country and another. Our association has continued to grow, and since speaking to you last time, we have left the magical number of 100 far behind. Our membership comes from 32 American states, Washington, D.C., and 7 foreign countries. One gentleman who joined a month ago is from Amman, Jordan. Jamil is probably the first person in his part of the world who is actively trying to record voices through his tape recorder. In a letter received from him last week, he wrote, "I am doing my best to introduce EVP, but I have to be tactful since fanaticism prevails in this part of the world. Anyway, slowly but steadily, I will act." We can only wish Jamil success as he helps bring the knowledge of EVP, which is, I am sure, a worldwide phenomenon that belongs to everyone, to his friends and associates in Jordan. Thank you.